We're the world's finest, right? Yeah. No. Sort of got that wrong. It's not Batwoman and Supergirl, it's Superman and Batman. But, we love some of that identity politicia, Yeah. I think I got away with that. We'll find out. No, I did not see this coming. This was definitely out of left field. Ruby Rose has left Batwoman. Not a show that I watched. I watched the Infinite Crisis crossover that they just did over Christmas, even though I haven't watched any of the shows for about 3 years, maybe more. All those shows just turned to absolute trash, absolute nonsense. High levels of bakwas was going on in those shows. I'll be honest, CW's writing just got shitter and shitter with every single season of every show. Arrow season 1 was good. Season 2 probably improved, and then from that point on, every single subsequent show just got worse and worse. And I expect Batwoman season 1 was absolute dog shit, covered in horse shit, covered in caterpillar shit. Supergirl was also terrible. It wasn't good. It was very bad. So the Flash turned into absolute feces. And the Arrow unfortunately fell off a giant cliff, just like Oliver did in season 3 with Ra's al Ghul. So that was unfortunate. And I think maybe the writing may have had a part, or at least a reason, a rhyme and a reason as to why Ruby Rose has departed Batwoman. And the reasons for this might surprise you, or they might not, depending on what you think of Ruby Rose. So, allegedly, the reasoning for her leaving the main role, one of the major characters on comic book television, is because she didn't really like the amount of hours she had to work because she's the lead of a television show. Now, it doesn't matter what television show you're on. Being the lead of a TV show means that you're working more than anyone else on the set other than basically the director on that given day, or the producer. The line runners, those types of things. Other than them, you are the most worked person there, probably. Because you're in every scene, or every other scene at a minimum, and you're constantly learning lines, you're constantly doing stunts, and I don't think she was probably prepared for that. Coming from having a series role on Orange is the New Black, I think she was in. I might be wrong with that, but I never watched that show, but I think she was in that. And then she was in had a couple of bit part roles in major films. I know she was in John Wick 2. And I think maybe she underestimated the amount of work that was necessary for being a lead on a television show and the responsibility that comes with it for everyone on set and the responsibility you have for the entire production. And maybe she wasn't keen on that, and that's why she's left. I think it's weird that you wouldn't have looked into that and been aware of that, because I know that. I've never been on a TV set. I've never worked on a TV set. But I know that that's the case because I read and I learn and I listen to interviews with people, and I understand that that is the case when you're the lead of a television show. How she didn't know that, I don't know. Maybe she should have done more research. That was reason number 1. Apparently, major reason number 2 was she got injured from a stunt very badly, almost life-threatening in some ways last year, and it made her reconsider doing the role. I get that. I do get that. If you're not ready to do the stunt, then you shouldn't have probably done the stunt, but at the same time, life is number 1, and then health is number 1, and then stuff comes after that. So if that's a reason, I have no problem with her saying, I'm stepping away now. It does make me question things when you look at people like Stephen Amell, who does so much practical work and physical work, and he did on Arrow for, nigh on a decade. And then you see these other people who say, I can't do it, or I don't want to pursue it anymore. It's like you sort of took the fandom of the comic books and you took the entire fanfare by being in this character and taking it on for one season and then saying, I'm done now. It sort of leaves a bit of a weird taste. Not that I'm a fan of your show or any of the DC CW shows. Now, I do like Titans. I think it's got a different tone to it slightly, and I don't mind it, actually, surprisingly. Whereas all these other CW shows are relative trash. Now, Stargirl has apparently come out, and people are telling me it's actually alright, so I might give it a watch. I don't know if it's in the same universe as all the other CW shows, or if it's not. But apparently it's not as shitty as was expected. So who knows? Maybe there's going to be some type of DC TV resurgence without Ruby Rose. I mean, I know that Supergirl was apparently going to get cancelled maybe as well. So if like Legends Tomorrow is gone, Supergirl's gone, Batwoman gets recast, Flash is probably going to carry on for a couple more seasons, Arrow's gone. They're sort of in a weird rebuilding process with all these shows, and I think the sad truth is that comic book TV shows specifically have had their mainstream time and they're done. It's really sad because that was the shit 5 years ago. You know, it opened me up to this weird visceral type of directing in terms of Arrow. And I think that when I watch films now, I sometimes feel like there's a tonality to them that reminds me of Arrow seasons 1 and 2. And I think that's something which has stuck with me compared to all the other shows. Just that the problem is, I think that a lot of the storytelling became very repetitive throughout all the shows. And I think that maybe they just didn't cast that well. I do like a lot of the cast, but sometimes maybe they just don't fit the roles. And sometimes there's not enough there to be given for a particular character. Maybe that was the case with Batwoman and Ruby Rose. I don't know. I only saw her in the team-up events, and I didn't think she was all that great in that. But yeah, it's an odd one seeing this DC TV entire structure sort of crumbling in on itself. And I think this might be like that last type of straw. And it is dependent on if Stargirl is good or not. I think if that show is good and it gets good ratings and good numbers and it's critically good, and not just critically good and people who actually watch it every week like it, because, you know, the critics will just say, oh, it's great if it's great. And they'll just, you know, it's nonsense. It's a lot of shitty inner dealings that goes on with that type of stuff. But if Stargirl's good, there's a chance that this type of programming could continue on CW. But I think it's just like when vampires and werewolves were the thing on all these TV channels. There was a ton of vampire and wizardry and werewolf content, and that was the stuff that was really popular from like 2007 to like 2013. And after that, it sort of fell off. And I think comic books were super popular on TV from about 2010, 2011 to 2016, 2017. And now it's sort of done. So I don't know what the next thing is. I would love to know what the next thing is because I'd just write something for it. But it's hard to tell what the next big wave is and what the next thing that's going to really have a big staying power on network television or on streaming. So that would be an interesting one. We'll find out in the next like 2 years as to what that specific genre is. But I think comic books are done with TV, and TV is done with comic books. Ruby Rose has left Batwoman. Surprised? Yes. Shocked? Yes. Perplexed? Yes. I don't know. I just didn't see that happening. That's some big balls move from her. I don't know how she's got out of that contract, because I'm sure it was like a 5-year contract. Maybe she had to buy herself out of it. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, just to be clear. That's a lot of money. Plus, apparently, she wasn't really liked on set. So maybe CW and Warner Brothers just said, let's just cut it here. Make sure we move on with this show and this character and get her out of here because she is not conducive to the set. I've heard that as well. I don't know what's true and what's not true. All I know is I've heard them. Right. So, just write good stuff. Just make the stuff good. If you make the stuff good, this stuff won't happen. Leads won't leave the roles. The show is pretty shit, apparently. The writing is god-awful. And the ratings for the show have been declining every single week, basically, from season 1. From season 1, episode 1, the ratings go down and down and down. For the finale, it's a shocking number. I think it was like 600,000 or 700,000. That's a terrible number for a season finale. Specifically, a season 1 season finale. So, Ruby Rose leaving sort of flummoxed me a bit. But it's life. And she moved on. So if she moved on, I think we can all move on. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, then Batwoman herself will come after you. Now, man, I don't know. It's not Ruby Rose anymore, but it's going to be someone. They're going to recast her because that's what they're probably going to do. They've spent too much money and infrastructure into setting up this show. So, someone in Batwoman's mask is going to come after you. And you don't want that. You really don't. So just subscribe anyway to avoid that. Now, I have been NarendraTheComic. Yes, indeed, I have. And you have been great. And I'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it. Wow, that was nonsense. Been doing it for over 2 years now. 2 years. 2 years. You know, Booker T's 5 times. I'm 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. And we ain't stopping until we get to 10,000 subscribers. I know. Almost to 4,000 though, so that's like some type of milestone. So subscribe, that would be really, really great. And I will see you tomorrow with some more quality shitty content, because that's what we do every single day. We bring the shit, we bring the quality shitty content. That's what we do. So I'll see you tomorrow with some more of that. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay inside and subscribe. Stay safe. Remember, most importantly, stay inside. Don't harm the people around you. I know it's difficult. But number one, subscribe. Just get it done. Move on. Click subscribe and then like eat some dinner, watch a film, watch a documentary. Chill, but subscribe. Number one. Subscribe. See you tomorrow, because I will be here nonetheless, because I am #never not here. See you tomorrow. Skadoosh.